Hello everyone, my name is Trevor, I go by TheMrTrails. Welcome to the channel. In today's video, we have the 1.10 series of patches announced, the Return to Light season. And we have the roadmap breakdown here of what we can expect to see in each of the patches. Unfortunately, there is quite a bit of bad news mixed in with this, but let's go ahead and get into that. Drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. Keep up with the Dauntless related news. Twitch.tv/TheMrTrails is where I do the majority of my giveaways. These hunt passes won't be an exception to that. Last week I gave away 10 hunt passes, 2 or 3 Twitch bundles, and 3 Elite Slayer kits. We do giveaways there all the time. Join the Discord server for YouTube and Twitch notifications in one place. And a bit of a mini announcement here. I'm going to be looking for artists to make some Dauntless related graphics for merch items. If you think you got the skills and would be interested in doing something like that, drop in the Discord server, drop in the DMs, send me some of your previous work, and maybe we'll talk about it. It will be a paying gig, and I will send you a merch item of your choice of what you designed. Alright, so let's get into this. The Return to Light Season 1.10.0 is going to be our first patch here, and it is going to have a new Hunt Pass and Prismatic Grace and Tragic Echo changes. And that'll be coming out on the 14th of April, about 9 days away. We will probably have a test server where I can jump in and show you some of the main features of the patch early, and that video will probably be out next week. Now, I'm not sure if they stated publicly anywhere what exactly they are thinking of changing on the exotics. I haven't really checked on Reddit or Discord or something, but you can imagine a couple of these changes that might be coming, including one that everybody has been asking for ever since the Hunting Grounds has released, and that is to have the Tragic Echo reset on Behemoth kills. Because it would be nice to be able to use Rage Tragic Echo practically, but you can't really do that because you only get it once per hunt. But then you have the issue of if you have it reset on Behemoth kills, you're kind of going to need a constant stream of revival stims to keep you up. I think my solution for that would be if the Behemoth dies in your Tragic Echo time frame, then you get a free revive at the end, where you like absorb the Behemoth's etheric energy with your darkness or whatever. But as far as the Prismatic Grace goes, I think a reset on Behemoth kill, again, would be probably what you're looking at. I don't think there's anything you could really do for the Prismatic Grace to make it better in sort of a meta sense. But the Tragic Echo could definitely be useful in like a Rage Revenant build kind of thing, where you like kill yourself basically with Revenant, take 1 hit of damage, die, get Tragic Echo, and then destroy the Behemoth after that. It's a playstyle that people were really in love with back in the day, but it just hasn't really been that practical since the Hunting Grounds came out. And then the 1.10.1, 1.10.2 patches, probably going to be 2 weeks after each next patch, and those are going to have quality of life updates, balance changes, bug fixes, and the Dauntless Anniversary event, which we can imagine will get quite a few cool transmogs from that, celebrating the console release of Dauntless. And then 1.10.3 is going to be the big kahuna of patches. We're going to get Radiant Escalation, new Behemoth, a new Hunt Pass, the new gear for that new Behemoth, a new cell for that new gear, a new crown, and chronivore improvements as well. I'm guessing there will just be a few changes to the fight to make it more sensible to be in the escalation. And then in their major content every few patches or so fashion, the 1.10.4 and 1.10.5 will just be quality of life bug fixes and balance changes. Speaking of that major content every few patches or so thing, I can't help but feel like looking at this and the previous line of patches that you can't help but feel like a little bit disappointed. Looking what we have here and what we have previously, the 1.9.3 patch is going to be the biggest update to the game from just looking at all of this. And then for 1.10.3 to come out 2.5 months later, I can't help but feel like you got to be a little bit disappointed that the production timeline is like that far away. I don't feel like it will continue to be 2.5 months between the major content updates, right? Like 1.11 should probably have that new game mode coming out, because the main challenges with the new game mode is literally just like, what is the structure of this new game mode? We already have all the things that we are going to put in the game mode. Just what is our structure for it? And looking at the Favreau roadmap, I feel like we can expect at least one of these two things to be in 1.11. But I feel like my major concern that this brings up is where the hell is Radiant Boreus in this? Why can't Radiant Boreus be launching in any one of these patches? Like, the model was already leaked in the game. We have the model. You're going to copy some animations from regular Boreus. You're going to make a couple of new ones. So is there any reason it can't launch at 1.10.3? Because apparently it looks like it's going to be delayed for further like 1.11, even beyond 1.11. They really didn't give us a reason for it. They just said variant of Boreus is currently delayed. And you know, we can only hope it's not going to be like all of this stuff, right? Because hunting ground portals, they were just like, oh, let's work on it more. And haven't done anything with that. Elite fauna, nah. Mini pets, let's make a couple functioning prototypes and never touch it again, right? Social and guild systems, the social and grouping improvements is basically, like I would imagine, is going to be touching on some of this stuff, but it doesn't have a timeline anywhere in here. It does say that it will be in the Return to Light season, but it doesn't exactly tell us when that is yet. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I always try to be optimistic about this sort of stuff, and obviously when 1.10.3 launches, it's going to be absolutely hype. We're going to have, you know, a bunch of new stuff to play around with. Like, testers have been getting little droplets of information about things that are going to be in Radiant Escalation. They sound very, very hype, but it's perhaps a little too overhyped without having any substance until then, right? And I'm legitimately concerned for Radiant Boreus because it's going to be like, once they release Radiant Escalation and the new Behemoth, they're just going to be like, well, you know, do we really have to do Radiant Boreus, right? Because we already have a Radiant variant. That's more than we have for Shock Escalation, right? We don't really have to do it, right? Which in a way, you could imagine Radiant Boreus wouldn't be a great time to fight, you know? It'd probably be, you know, an annoying fight, to say the least, but, you know, it feels weird to say you're going to do it, and then by the time the actual escalation comes out, it's still not in the game. When it was like the whole point of elemental variants was that they were in the escalations. I guess this is technically a slightly shorter time frame than previous escalations, right? 2.5 months from 3.5 to 4 months. And to be fair, we are getting a new behemoth, so if it's like super different from all the other behemoths already in the game, then you can sort of forgive that. Well, that's basically going to do it for this video. Nothing actually new on the roadmap, just updated tags and stuff. But once again, drop a like, subscribe to the channel for your Dauntless news. I'll be covering each one of the patches as they come out. Twitch.tv/TheMrTrails on Thursdays and sometimes Saturdays for Hunt Pass giveaways and stuff like that. And I have been Trevor. I go by TheMrTrails, and I will catch you guys next time.